Hello everybody, my name is Ryan and we're MandRproductions and welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars Han Solo movie set, the 75209 Han Solo's Landspeeder. This set includes 345 pieces, 3 minifigures being QI'RA, Han Solo, and a Corellian Hound. However, I don't really count the Corellian Hound as a minifigure, so I would call it 2 real minifigures and then a little animal. And it's going to cost $30 in the United States when it's released in early April 2018. This set is a genuinely good looking one. It's got a great color scheme to it, and of course it includes 2 of our main characters from the upcoming Han Solo movie, at least at the time of recording this video. You may be watching it at a later date when the movie's already out, so keep that in mind. So without further ado though, let's go ahead and take a look at the 2 minifigs and the Corellian Hound included in the set. First up, we have Han Solo, who wears a winter attire, I believe, in this. The reason I think that is because it just looks like he's wearing a thick jacket to me. That's what it looks like to me. Obviously, we haven't seen the movie yet as of the recording of this video, so I have no idea if this actually does take place in, like, a cold climate, but it does appear like he's wearing some type of winter attire. He's also got this type of pattern on his legs. It just makes me think maybe it's like some type of furry thing or camouflage. It's really hard to tell with the Lego printing and no kind of information from the movie side of it, but he does have a younger looking face. They added some accents to his like face and cheeks area to kind of make him look a little bit younger. They did the best they could, I think. The hairpiece looks pretty decent. It looks like it's the same hairpiece from the previous Han Solo minifigures, although I'm not 100% sure. Regardless, it's pretty similar to those, and it's going to do the job here. If you remove that hairpiece and flip it around, you'll find that he does have a second face around back, a little bit more of a fierce and fight-ready face. Another thing I do want to note is I don't really like the color of the hands on this figure. I wish they had just gone with flesh, but it does kind of go to the point of he's probably wearing stuff for a wintry type cold climate, because it does look like he's wearing gloves as opposed to just his flesh hands. So on to the next figure, and this is QI'RA, who curiously is not wearing gloves like Han Solo. So again, I'm very confused, but she does look like she's also wearing kind of a wintry type jacket, definitely with the red underneath and then something on top. Definitely looks like she's wearing a jacket as well. Got a pretty nice print overall. Love the little red accent there on the torso. Pretty bland face to me. The hairpiece is neat and unique looking. It looks like her hair from the movie, to be honest, as you would expect. Around back, you can see kind of the back of what you would expect to be her hood there, and you can also see what LEGO's done is they've added in some black hair to make it look like she has a little bit of a thinner figure to make her look more like a woman. And that's the point there. You can also see that around front. I find that interesting that LEGO does that for the women, and I think it works really well, and especially in LEGO Star Wars, they do it with the other female characters like Rey and Princess Leia. And see her other face there, again, kind of like a more fierce face, kind of like Han Solo, as opposed to this one, which is just kind of bland to me. So definitely going to prefer that face to this face, but we do have one more type of minifigure in this set. That is going to be this guy, and his official name is the Corellian Hound. He looks pretty decent. You get one of them in this set. He also is included in Moloch's Landspeeder, which is basically the next set up from Han Solo's Landspeeder here. And it looks pretty decent. It's got a very nice new mold. This is obviously something you've never seen in LEGO before because it's right out of the new Han Solo movie. Got a pretty cool print on the front there. Got some very menacing and evil and very, very big teeth around front, nostrils, and some eyes on there to boot. So pretty nice figure, or animal if you want to call it that. It's not really a minifigure, but yeah, that is the Corellian Hound. And let's go ahead and take a look at Han Solo's Landspeeder. So here's your first good up-close look at this Han Solo speeder. I didn't mention it at the beginning, but this is the very first review of this set on YouTube, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. Give it a like if you haven't already, but this thing looks absolutely stellar. It's got a very unique-looking design. They obviously went something for something similar like Luke's Landspeeder, but they were able to change the design enough that it looks very, very unique. It's basically kind of a lopsided speeder. You can see it's not symmetrical like Luke's Landspeeder. Very, very cool side little detail on here. Some greebling, I believe you would call that, in the mock world. Looks like we got a very nice little engine detail and some exhaust ports to, or at least airflow ports there in the front. The exhaust would be found around back here with these 2 pieces here. Again, just good use of grill pieces. And the studs around back just looks wonderful. There's actually some very good design in this set as well. You can see this little bar here that goes across the top is actually like a really, really good design. Like the way they put that on there, I don't know, it's just it has a very fun and unique kind of build to it. It's a very fun set to build. So if you're looking for a fun build, this is definitely one of the more fun builds of the newer Han Solo sets, I believe. So on top, you can find these little disc pieces that are printed. Very cool looking. They're kind of like fan pieces, so you would imagine them spinning. They made good use of these grill pieces again on the top here as well. Just absolutely great design here with the color scheme to it. I love the color scheme on the set. Again, grill pieces all over this set. You're going to find them everywhere. I love it on here. You can pull up this front piece here. This is basically like the hood of the car. It's kind of, you know, very reminiscent of a car. You have the main engine in here. and you can take it out to allow Han Solo or QI'RA to basically work on it, so you can set it down off to the side and have them working on it. They do include a wrench as well, so it's definitely intended to be worked on, and that's pretty cool. So you can get Han Solo with his little wrench here, and he can be working on the little engine piece that you pull out. Very, very good design on this thing. I really do like this little engine piece, and again, it fits right in there, kind of sticks on that little stud, and it's going to be in there pretty sturdily once you have the hood on as well. You can see you also have storage for an extra spring-loaded shooter in here, and that fits in very nice and snug there, so not too much rattling around, although you may hear it rattle around a little. I also really like these transparent green pieces here. Just kind of add a little color to the interior of this thing, just liking it. Alright, so we can close that up. Very simply, you just want to press down on this, and it's going to basically lock into place until you pull it up again. So, pretty simple to work with there. We get into the cockpit or the main driving area, and you can see they've even used some dark tan pieces behind the chairs to get a very nice detail in the back there. Just absolutely liking it. So, what you can do here is you can go ahead and you can take basically, you can drop their guns like right behind the chair if you want. So that's like a nice little storage area for their weapons that I've found. I don't know if it's really intended, but it's definitely something you can do. You can see a little control panel and a stud there. There's even little handbars in there for Han Solo to use while he's driving the speeder, so you can have him in there using the little handbars there. They're a little bit too tight for him to really use well. Like, it's not like on some sets where you've been able to go ahead and hold them, but it is there. It's kind of a feature, if you want to call it that. Their hands do kind of leak out, so they kind of have to stay on the top there, unfortunately. Although I kind of like that look to it. I like that their hands kind of, you know, just ride up on the side here. I don't know, it just kind of looks good. Underneath, you're going to find some wheels, and I absolutely loved building the bottom part of this as well. Like I said, it's a very fun build, and this was just, to me, something that it was kind of a surprise. Like, I didn't expect them to kind of finish off the bottom like they did, but they really finished it off well with a lot of nice tiles and slope pieces, so that if you're looking at it from an angle like this, let's say it's flat on the ground though, but like from the side, like it's all just covered up, all the interior work that they've done, and I think that's really, really wonderful. So what you can do basically is you're able to roll it around on these little wheels here. They're not the biggest wheels, they're not rubbery, so you're not going to get a ton of grip on some surfaces, but it does roll pretty decently. It does have a little bit more friction than other things that we've been able to roll in the past from Star Wars, but it does work. You do have the spring-loaded shooters here on the side, so all you have to do is push in, like towards the middle here on them, and they're going to shoot off. Just like that. They don't look that great when they're in there, so I would prefer to keep them out unless you actually intend on using them. Just for display purposes, don't put the spring-loaded shooters in there. That's just my opinion. I did kind of miss the other control panel in there. I didn't mention it, but there's a couple of them in there. Around back here, you'll find this panel here is basically you just pull on it and it pulls out. It's got this blue thing in there. I don't know exactly what that is. It might have something to do with the movie. Like, this might be like a crystal or something, but it's inside a little crate there, and basically it's just held in by this 2x2 plate, and I don't know, just goes on. I don't know what it's exactly for. I don't know what it is in reference to the movie. It might just be literally part of the ship that's something you can repair or whatever, but it's inside of a crate, so it also makes me think maybe not. So we don't know much about that. Again, I haven't seen the movie yet at the time of recording this video. Overall, the LEGO Star Wars Han Solo Landspeeder is a great LEGO set. It's got a fun and unique build. It's got a great color scheme and design. It's got pretty solid minifigure selection. You get both a younger Han Solo and QI'RA, his female counterpart, and then you also get the Corellian Hound, which is not a bad addition as well. So you can have him up here riding around or attacking them, whatever you want to do with it. You can definitely get a little bit of fun with the Corellian Hound. It's a nice little side thing to have in the set. A great design all around. It's a fun build. 345 pieces for $30 is more than fair. Definitely a great price for this set. So if you're looking to pick it up, I would totally recommend it. Once the set is available, I'll have a link down in the description and at the top of the pinned comment for my Amazon link. If you guys want to help out the channel, you guys can totally use that. It's totally free, and I get a small percentage of the sale. I do want to show you guys a little bit of the instruction booklet here at the back end of the review. You can see it's got a pretty nice binding here on the side, so it's not going to be a problem over time. You can see it's just kind of the general LEGO instructions, but really we want to get to the back here. That's where the fun stuff is for these particular instructions, because we're going to get a look at some of the other Han Solo movie sets that maybe you guys don't know about or haven't seen yet, but I have talked about most of these on the channel. Here are all the minifigures for the Han Solo movie sets. That's what they all look like, and the other two sets that are coming out at the same time. We have the Jedi Battle Pack and the Yoda's Hut, which I'll have reviews out on throughout the weekend, so you guys should definitely check those out. But yeah, pretty solid minifigures from the line here in April. And then you also have the rest of the sets here, basically lining up with the other sets that we just showed, or the minifigure line off to the left. So you can see a lot of nice sets coming out. TIE Fighter, probably going to be my favorite. Millennium Falcon, very, very cool. However, I'm worried that that cockpit piece is going to be miscolored. Obviously, the set we just took a look at, Han Solo's Landspeeder, and then we have Malak's Landspeeder, which is like the bad guy, and of course the battle packs and Yoda's hut. So that's that. There's the buildable figures, the last of the buildable figures we're going to be getting, and then a little advert for the Kylo Ren app or whatever the heck that's supposed to be, and then all the parts of the set. So that's it for this review. If you guys did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like. If you have a question for me, if you have any questions about this set, or if you have any opinions on this set, go ahead and leave them in the comments section below. Let me know what you think about it.